Hey guys, it's Lex. I'm back. I know you're probably all wondering where I've been, why I left, and what I've been up to. Um, so here we go. The last year has been challenging to say the least. It's been a year of growth and learning more about myself and who I am and getting to a deeper level of healing than I didn't even realize was possible. Um, when I started this year or whatever, before I quit or whatever, um, I was basically burning the candle at both ends, working all the time, DJing, trying to run the podcast, doing all this stuff while dealing with my personal life and everything. Um, and it was a lot. I was exhausted, overwhelmed. A lot of stuff also happened that I'm not going to get into. But it's been a crazy year. It's been wild. Yeah. So I knew I couldn't continue on with the way that things were going. Things just couldn't keep going the way that they were going because I was getting burnt out. I was stressed out. I was depressed. I was so exhausted I couldn't function. I couldn't do anything that I needed to do. There was no working on the podcast or DJing or anything else because I was so exhausted. The more tired I got, the more I felt like I couldn't work on stuff, and then I would feel guilty for not working on stuff because I was tired, and it just snowballed. And so it got to a point where I felt like I just couldn't keep going on and continuing with the way things were, and I couldn't. I got to a point where I was so tired, I just couldn't feel joy. Like nothing brought me joy. I just wanted to sleep. I was so tired. Pretty sure I was depressed as well, where all I wanted to do was just be alone and sleep, and everything just felt too much and overwhelming, and you know, trying to DJ when you're depressed, I always say to people, nobody likes a sad clown, and that's how I felt. DJs are supposed to be the hype man, the person that puts their hands up, and I felt no hype. There was no hype to be found. I was so tired and so worn out and just exhausted by everything in life that I needed rest. I needed rest, and so that's what I did. I stepped away from everything, shut everything down, turned inward to work on myself, to figure out why this happened and how we can go about it to prevent it from happening again, so we can implement some new systems, some new things, maybe, so that once we get back into it, that doesn't happen again. And for a while I thought maybe I wasn't going to get back into it because I couldn't show up for you guys and do right by you guys. So I just was like, fuck it, I quit. I'm finally feeling better now, so that's good. Not so depressed and have a little bit more life in me so I can show up for you guys in the way that you guys need me to show up. Because I was depressed, I felt like I failed you guys, and because I'm supposed to be the one that's unsank, right? I'm supposed to be the one steering the ship. I felt like I had to be perfect, and I couldn't even look myself in the eye, and let alone you guys. So how am I going to get on stage when I feel uncomfortable and exposed? Because I wasn't happy, and I would have felt like I was putting on a fake front and a fake facade of, yay, look at me, I'm so happy and everything is good and my life is so together and I've got it and everything's going perfect and great, when it's not. It wasn't at all, and I couldn't get up there and put a smile on my face and pretend like everything's fine when it wasn't. And that's not who I am. That's not what I do. That's not what Unsank is. That's not what this brand is. That's not what I'm about. And like, yes, to a certain degree, in certain instances, you should, like, uh, have some level of, don't go trauma dumping to random people at the grocery store or whatever. Don't do that. But also be authentic. Be real. Be you. And I just got into a point where I couldn't slap a smile on my face and pretend that everything was fine when it very much wasn't. It felt inauthentic, it felt weird, and it took a lot of energy, honestly, to the point where I was exhausted. And I just said, I can't do this anymore. And so I've been turning inward and looking at my life from a different perspective and looking at myself, looking at why all this happened, why everything went the way it went, felt like I couldn't do it, and why I took everything the way I did, because everything is perception, and like maybe it wasn't the way I thought it was, and maybe I just perceived it that way. Like with the whole failure thing, I thought it was a failure, and I started looking at it like, well, maybe I'm not a failure, and maybe I just am thinking I'm a failure. And when I started looking at it that way, things started to get a little bit lighter. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. And, you know, I'm not God. Everybody has problems. Everybody has struggles. Everybody deals with shit. And like, yeah, this podcast is about how to stay unsank and how to stay afloat in life. But, everybody goes beneath the waves every once in a while. That's what I realized through all of this, is that staying unsank doesn't mean staying afloat and staying above the waves all the time. It means that when you fall below the waves and they take you over, how long again until you rise back up? Until you say, no, this is not me. This is only temporary. This is a temporary setback. And how do we get back up to surface? How do we come back up for air and find the light and find the joy again and keep pushing and keep swimming and keep going? And, you know, that's what I realized, is that it's not about life never dragging you down and never being affected by bad shit and not having feelings about it, not getting upset. But it's about, how do you deal with those setbacks? How do you come from that stronger? And how do you look at it? It's like, yeah, this sucks and it's going to be okay. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. So that's what I've learned from all this. I'm getting back on track again with everything. Started working out again. Started eating well. Those things do matter. Let's be clear. They do matter and they do help. I also quit drinking. I'm a little over a month sober, and that's been really cool. I've actually really been enjoying it. I feel a lot more clear-headed, and that's been good. Navigating life now, sober. Slowly kind of going out again, little by little, seeing how that feels. How I deal with sobriety while being a DJ and going out and being in that environment and everything. Just learning to be me and how to be the best version of myself and show up for you guys and do what I need to do, and, just be the best me I can be. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. A lot of meditating, a lot of praying, a lot of thinking. I have a lot of exciting stuff coming for you guys. In January, I'm going to get the podcast going again. We're going to get my Depop going again. So check that out. Link will be in the description. I've got some shows planned. I've got a New Year's show and then some in January. Stay tuned for those. But yeah, we're getting back on it, guys. We're getting back on it. We're getting back on the ball. We're doing it. We're doing it. And I can't wait to see you guys all on this amazing journey with me. So, yeah. I'm also going to be starting a personal channel on YouTube so that I can sit here and talk to you guys and we can hang out on the internet together, and it'll be great. I'll post my mixes here. But yeah, so more music, more mixes, more shows, more podcasts. We're doing it. Yeah, 2026. Let's go, baby. Can't wait to see you all there. Love you guys so much. For everybody that stuck with me through all this craziness, who believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you. You have no idea how much that means to me from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys having my back and believing in me and pushing me even when I can't push myself. So without you guys, there is none of this. There is no podcast. There is no DJing. There is nothing. So everything I do is for you guys, and I love you so much.